Greetings.
Hello?
It's summertime.
Yes, I know.
You're bored.
Well, tell me something I don't know. But what do you want me to do about it?
Go make a video.
Okay, but why?
Because it's fun.
Fair point, but, counterpoint. You are a disembodied voice. Why should I listen to you?
Because I am a plot device that you made to get this thing started.
Okay, well, when you put it like that, I have no choice now, do I? Well, enough of that. Let's get the show started. Done. Finally. Jeez. Oh, there. See, you stumbled upon me finishing my first video. Well, would you like to take a look? Right? You can't move. You're behind the screen. And I have no cameraman. Well, since I want people to see this so badly, I guess I will accommodate you. So, and down we go.
Ranking!
Hello and welcome to the show. I am ZenMasterWu, ZMW for shorts, even though when you pronounce them I'm sure they have the same amount of syllables. But I will be your host for today, and hopefully for many more days to come. Now granted, I'm not trying to be like your favorite YouTuber, for example, the list goes on. However, I do hope I can offer you something different in terms of content, but with that in mind, let's just have fun with this for now. Now, I can only assume that most of us have gotten to where we are today with some type of help or guidance. And if you haven't, well, I highly question that, but you must have been one pretty badass baby. And I guess I have to congratulate you on that. Now let's be real for a second. Everyone at some point needs help. Be it a gentle push or some friendly advice.
Hey, listen!
Perhaps in a less annoying manner. People, heck, most creatures are not individualistic by nature. Everyone at some point needs some help or guidance. Now, it would be great if that help was always of high quality, but you're not always going to find that in real life. And the same can be said in video games. When you're the main character or protagonist of a game, sometimes there are characters who are designed specifically to help you out. And this relationship goes beyond just passing down knowledge. And they can come up at crucial points of the game or stick with you throughout the entire process. And with that in mind, here is my list for the top 10 mentors in video games. Now, as a quick disclaimer, this list is a representation of my interests, my preferences, and my experiences as a gamer. But if you feel like I've left anyone out that's notable, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And with that in mind, here's my top 10 mentors in video games. Enjoy!
Welcome to the Fruits Dojo. I trust that you are here to redeem yourself and to acquire skills that are necessary for your goals.
At number 10, combining two interests of mine, martial arts and onions. Well, not really, but who doesn't like either once in a while? Back in a time when I didn't have a PlayStation yet, and when video game demos were more popular, I played demos at stores. You know, demos. Those things you find in those hands-on display cases at GameStop, Best Buy, or in my case, Blockbuster. Yes, Blockbuster. One of the earliest demos I played was Parappa the Rapper on the PS1. Now I remember being compelled to play it because of its cartoony style and what I considered to be appealing visuals. Now I don't know what it is, but despite being a clearly blatant stereotypical caricature, Chop Chop Master Onion is one of my most fondest of early video game memories. And even so, I understood that Tamanegi Sensei wasn't just about punches and kicks. He lit that spark for you so you can go believe in yourself. So you can go get that flower girl that you so desperately wanted to give a bone to. Gross. Also, not a bad love guru either.
Very smooth, very, very romantic. I love you. See you next time.
Much love to you too, Sensei.
Ah, back from the city. Guess I'll go home now. Hope nothing bad happens on the way. Ah, shit. Do I dare? Ah, well. Huh. Everything seems normal. Guess I'll take a few steps and... Oh, come on! At the number 9 spot is Mr. Resetti. I would think that not many people would consider this mole in construction attire to be much of a mentor. But despite unintentionally or intentionally drawing his ire, this is the only character that I know of that is designed specifically to instill in you the virtue of saving regularly. A lesson that we can all use, I'm sure. Seriously, corrupted game files are just not fun to deal with. Honestly, I've never really found him to be that threatening. So much so when Animal Crossing first came out on the GameCube and I accidentally stumbled upon his pet peeve, I took the time to have a little bit of fun and mess with him a bit. Up until he did that fake reset thing he does. After that, I kinda just left the rage melon of a mole alone. I truly believed that horrible shit would go down if I kept going. So I guess he taught me not to push my luck, if you can consider that a lesson. But seriously, save your game files. Now, I must admit, I am a really late bloomer when it comes to getting into fighting games. When it comes to Street Fighter, Vanilla Street Fighter 4 was my first hands-on entry into the series. Sad, yes, I know. However, I did find myself engrossed for a while, learning new characters and getting involved in the online battles. Now, many of you might find it silly to follow fighting games for their plot, but I think they're a nice touch that adds to the characterization of many of the characters on the roster. When I was able to unlock Gouken on my own, I actually went and did some research since I didn't recognize him from any of the rosters from the previous titles. When I found out that he was Ryu and Ken's master, no pun intended, and Akuma's brother, it solidified in my mind his key role in helping and developing these beloved stable characters plot-wise. Unofficially, without Gouken, there would be no Ryu, no Ken, no Hadoukens, no Shoryukens, no Tatsumaki Senpukyaku in your beloved Street Fighter. Unless if the original creators wanted to replace them with certain characters that were chopped from the original title. Yeah, perhaps not. Let's move on.
A comeback is like a yo-yo. You gonna go down, but you coming right back up.
Only a mentor of great skill and stature could train a vertically disadvantaged Brooklyn kid to be able to go toe-to-toe against the likes of the freakishly hyperbolic, stereotype-ridden roster that is the Punch-Out series. You have Glass Joe, Piston Hondo, Great Tiger, Soda Popinski, Super Macho Man, Mr. Sandman, oh, and this guy. Speaking of Tyson, how the hell did he go from this to this? Not that I'm complaining. I love the show. On the Wii version of Punch-Out, I really enjoyed how Nintendo further developed that relationship Doc Lewis and Mac have. Certainly, he's a great coach. I question his lifestyle choices considering his choice of retro fashion and chocolate bars, but a great coach nonetheless.
No! Now you done it. You won't like Doc when he's angry.
Whoop, think I should go now. Next. Sometimes you may find yourself not going down the path of acceptable employment options. So, if you're doing something bad, so to say, you might as well be good at being bad. Right? As charming as Nathan is in the Uncharted series, that doesn't change the fact that he practically murders countless soldiers while messing with shady dealings. And he's really good at it too. And who taught him to be the man he is today? Well, good old Sully, of course. Even though Sully is getting up in the years and arguably gets himself into quite a lot of shitty situations, he still manages to pull through by the skin of his teeth. Even though on multiple occasions he has implied he wants to quit the treasure hunting life, he still manages to stick around to make sure his spiritual successor doesn't die. A father figure as well as a respectable teacher. Disclaimer: stealing and killing is bad. Victor Sullivan may not be the best role model. Thank you very much.
God, what a dick.
Oh looky, another mole! Nice to know there's some nice ones out there, as opposed to those minion bastards who get in your goddamn way all the time. You know who you are. In Banjo-Kazooie, Bottles is your go-to ability teacher who helps you advance through the game. Not only that, without him, your lazy bear ass probably wouldn't have even noticed that your sister was being kidnapped right outside your house. Sort of like the Amber Alert of Spiral Mountain. Despite his self-proclaimed short-sightedness, he still manages to keep up with you to keep you updated on the skills you need to go through each level. Without Bottles, Banjo would probably have a harder time trying to kick Gruntilda's green arse and save his sister Tootie. Oh, and my favorite skill, the Talentron. Warning, warning! Spoiler alert for the following game. At number 4, we have Missile. Who's Missile? Wait for it. Wait for it. There, that's Missile. Now, most of you will probably be like, whoa, ZMW, that's just a dog. Despite being just another ghost trick platform early on, turns out this cute little pup is a big plot device who puts things into motion for you at the beginning of the game. Now you might be asking, how so? Well, you know in the beginning of the game there's that one lamp that bounces around and teaches you how to control your ghost trick powers? Well, it turns out that lamp is dead Missile from the future, or old Missile. I'm not actually sure how this works, but basically Missile from the future comes back to the past to help you save the future, or something like that. Personally, not a big pet fan, dogs included, but Missile's key role in this personally beloved game nudges him up a little bit on this list for me. I mean, this dog practically transcends time, space, and death just to teach you how to jump from furniture piece to furniture piece so he can save the world. If that isn't worth any praise, then I don't know what is. But let's end it here before I spoil anything else.
Hurry, what time was it on that clock? If this is making your head spin, may I suggest brain training?
How fitting an actual member of the scientific community ends up so high on this list. Kawashima Ryuta, or at least a digital floating head that embodies and represents the real Dr. Kawashima, accompanies you and checks on your progress as you tackle various mental exercises head on. Now, this is the type of mentor who not only praises you for when you are doing well, but when you are doing not so well, just straight up calls you a complete imbecile that needs more mental discipline. Well, maybe not to that extent, but makes you feel like it when you can't disassociate colors from words.
Evil, great evil has come.
For members of the Western audience, some might consider this choice a bit confusing. Well, let me explain. For those of you already familiar with the Crash Bandicoot series, Akka Wakka is typically known as a Tiki Mask power-up who grants you extra hits, like a mushroom. However, in the Japanese versions of the games, Akka Wakka played another role. Upon opening an Akka Wakka crate, Akka Wakka would often give you gameplay advice relative to the stage you are already in. He might also drop hints about secrets in other stages. As a young kid, these tips were often extremely helpful, but more so in Crash 2 and Crash 3 because of actual voice work. In Crash 1, Akka Wakka would give you these tips in large text boxes, and back then my Japanese reading skills were pretty much non-existent. And today they're still kind of subpar. So aside from being a pretty damn useful life preserver, Akka Wakka kept me on my toes and gave me pieces of info that would help me explore unknown territory. altruism, intellect, and class, all bundled into who I feel is one of the most finest gentlemen in gaming overall. An accomplished university professor and puzzle master. Without a doubt, Professor Layton tops my list as my most favorite mentor and character ever. Aside from his admirable demeanor, his puzzle-solving skills have been used to solve the most mysterious of cases and some rather overly complicated crimes. Granted, he may not be the best mentor on an academic level. Despite his credentials, I do question how he is able to keep his job after being away for so long, especially when I assume school is always in session. However, as you travel along with the professor and his apprentice Luke, not only do you unravel the grand mysteries before you, you also meet some very interesting characters, and as you become immersed into the story, you learn about the man himself. Adventuring with Layton has always been a pleasant experience. And there you go, my top 10 mentors in video games. A little glimpse into my interests and hobbies and whatnot. Now I'm not exactly sure on how to end this, but I wonder who that could be. Wonder who's there. Oh. Wonder what this could be. Well, why don't we go check out what this is then? You can't be serious. Wait. Hold it! I think I know how to open a bag. Now, to business. Let's finally find out what's in here. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with me till the end of this video. I know this outro screen is a bit empty, but I'll try and fill in the blanks. I have some more videos planned out in the works, so if you want to stick around, be my guest. Hope you enjoyed this video, and any more videos I'm gonna make in the future. So, until we meet again, see you next time.